Hey guys, we're back with another video, this time going over the recent Jujutsu Kaisen Culling Games Ichiban Kuji Part 2. So the Culling Games Part 1 arc just wrapped up in the anime about a month ago, and with that came the second Culling Games Kuji set, including Yuta, Takaba, Ryu, Kenjaku, and Rika, all as Masterlies Extra or Masterlies. Yuta Okkotsu, the special grade sorcerer second only to Gojo, had a primary role in Season 3 as the ultimate powerhouse in the story with Gojo out of commission. Now I'm not entirely sure where this pose was taken from, as I don't believe it was in the manga, but instead an extra art piece that Gege drew. This figure really captures Yuta's intimidating aura and presence with his tired eyes. In addition to this, the sculpt on the figure looks amazing. The hair bangs hanging over his face are sculpted with great detail, the shading on his JJK student uniform looks amazing, and even his shoes are sculpted to perfection, along with a grimy appearance to them to really show how much he's been through and how much he's been fighting. Honestly, I can't say anything bad about the figure. It's got amazing details, amazing shading, and an amazing paint job, so for me I'm giving it a full 10 out of 10 score. So with that said and done, let's take a look at some figure size comparisons. Fumihiko Takaba, the comedian sorcerer, had a brief yet attention-demanding introduction to the story in Season 3. The figure's pose seems to be unique, but plays off of the pose that Takaba made when he did the Wi-Fi joke. This figure perfectly encaptures Takaba's goofy nature with its wide eyes, amusing smirk, and outrageous pose. Like Yuta, Takaba has amazing shading across his outfit, skin, gloves, and boots. Once again, this figure knocks it out of the park for what I expect the Takaba figure to look like, giving this set yet another 10 out of 10 figure rating. Now with that said, let's take a look at some more figure size comparisons. Ishigori Ryu, the sorcerer with the highest cursed energy in history, gave Yuta a run for his money in the last episode of Season 3. The figure's pose doesn't seem to be directly referencing anything specific, but Ryu does typically brush his hair back after shooting his granite blast, which is most likely what this pose is meant to showcase. This figure has incredible detail down to his perfectly sculpted abs, the tufts of fabric from his jacket, his necklace blowing in the wind, and most importantly, the sculpt of his perfectly coiffed hair. In addition to this, Ryu's face looks one-to-one with the anime to the point where it looks as if someone plucked him right from the screen. With all these reasons in mind, he is, in my opinion, the best figure in the set besides the last one prize, earning him an 11 out of 10 rating. Once again, let's look at some figure size comparisons. Kenjaku, the mastermind sorcerer who has lived for thousands of years. The figure's pose seems to be based on when Kenny was holding out the prison realm in front of Yuji when escaping at the end of the Shibuya arc. This figure has amazing shading, especially on the kimono and kasaya. The paintwork on the kasaya is especially noteworthy as it shines gold. Kenny's facial expression is also captured perfectly, along with the iconic detailed stitches along his forehead. With the immense amount of details captured in this figure, especially in the clothing, this figure sits at a comfortable 10 out of 10 rating. Before we lead into the last one prize, let's take a look at some figure size comparisons. Rika Orimoto, the Queen of Curses. The figure's pose doesn't seem to be based on anything in specific. This figure is incredible, one of the most detailed Masterpiece figures I've ever seen. The details of the shading on her skin, including the coloring of her veins, is absolutely incredible. The sculpt of the figure is the pinnacle of a monster-esque figure you could ever hope for. The dirty coloring of her skin, teeth, and the insane tendrils really make this figure look horrifying in a good way. This figure even has a bumpy texture for the bottom half of the body to make it seem that much more monstrous. Clearly, with all these factors in mind, Rika Orimoto is an 11 out of 10 figure and the best in the whole set, possibly even the best in the entire Jujutsu Kaisen Kuji line. Now let's take a look at some figure size comparisons before we close this off. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I covered all of the figures in the newest Culling games Kuji. Go ahead and let me know what you guys thought of this Kuji down below. Personally, I feel like this is the best Jujutsu Kaisen Kuji, bar none so far. Every figure was either perfect or beyond perfect and just blew my expectations for what I expected, especially for Jujutsu Kaisen Kuji. They haven't had the best reputation in the past, but this set was absolutely insane. Very hype characters, very well made figures. So if you haven't already picked these up for pre-order for when their show releases, please go ahead and do that if possible. These figures are absolutely incredible. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some more Jujutsu Kaisen figures down the line. So that'll be it. Well, thank you for watching.